Today's going to be a different type of video. We're celebrating the 10th year anniversary of Mind This magazine. We're here in Toronto and here together with the co-founder, William Greenwood, who helped start this whole thing. So today we're going to answer a bunch of questions and we'll just go from there, and hope you all just enjoy the insights we have to share of launching a magazine. So William, first question. How did this all start? 10 years ago. When did Mind This magazine, or I think it was initially called Mind the Gap, when it first started. How did that, I think I came to you, it was you, Ottawa, and I think I had this shitty WordPress, mindthegap.com. What was going through your mind when I was trying to pitch the idea to you?
Yeah, I mean, it was back, you had your blog, you were just pitching, you were just writing your own musings on a variety of topics that were of interest to you, usually stuff like fashion, global affairs, tech. You wanted to expand this, have more writers, create a media. So we relaunched it. It was, I even remember, it was like on some
event we planned it.
I know, it was like the website was just on some not so great blogging website, but and so we set that up, created that first version. We had that big showing at U Ottawa, which was really sweet, but that's
how it started. I remember. I think the initial vibe was basically The Economist meets GQ, but not for douchebags. I think that was the initial pitch I had to everyone. People were like, oh, okay, I kind of get that, I kind of don't get that. And I think our first writer that we recruited was Brooke, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was Brooke. I forgot. I love you, Brooke, but I forgot your full name. But he was the first one, and it was just the vision. Like, come on, we need to represent our generation. I remember it was the same week where I came up with the idea. Was like the Time magazine came up with an article, front cover, saying Gen Z will take all your jobs. I was like, okay, or Gen Y rather.
Gen Y.
Gen Z is the new kids.
Taking all the
it's
jobs.
over. Now they are taking all. Back in my day, Gen Y is taking all your jobs. And, that's kind of strange. Okay. And then the next month they had another article saying Gen Y, the laziest generation ever. So I was like, how can we both be the laziest? Somehow taking all your jobs. So that's kind of where, we got to make our own magazine. We got to get like-minded writers, volunteers from around the world. So we got Brooke, I got Stephanie, was one of the first ones too. And we just started writing. And thanks to you, kind of made it look a lot better. It made more sense. And you explained SEO and how to actually reach people, not just randomly post into the universe, not doing anything. So
to the ether.
The ether, exactly. Just pump it out. And people were really positive. We started with one writer, myself, I went to 2, then 8, then 12, then 15, and so it's been a good journey. All right, so the next question here is, what was the biggest hurdle for Will, and then what was the biggest hurdle for Shaz? I guess you can take that first one. What was the biggest challenge for you, I guess? Any point of the 10-year experience that we created for the world?
I don't know, just I guess something I hadn't done before was create an entire cohesive brand and digital identity altogether. So I'd probably say that, just where it is today, just trying to get it to a point that we were happy with, because we tried different things.
We tried a lot of different things, different logos. We were also struggling with the name itself.
Oh yeah.
Mind the Gap was okay. It was okay for what it started, but it wasn't really what we kind of wanted it to be. So I think that was challenging. I think for me, it was probably initially trying to get the first writer. I think it was, so overall we had about 35, they're all volunteer based around the world. Once you get past the third or fourth, it was pretty easy, but the first one or two, people just weren't getting it. I'll do Huffington Post instead. Okay, but we're doing long form content, 800 words, 1,000 words, 2,000 words. We're not doing 350 word blog posts on our vibe. So I think that was probably the biggest challenge. And then But otherwise, I think overall it wasn't too. It just consistency, I think, was what we basically needed, and we had. Okay, interesting. The next question is, what were some of the biggest surprises? The biggest surprises.
I mean, I think it was just like the overall response. Obviously, people were really pumped. I think people wanted what we were offering. Obviously, there wasn't really any good content geared towards Gen Y, and just like people are like, yeah, you get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the biggest surprise was how much demand there was for it, and then I think another surprise was just like we had 175 countries eventually reading us at some point. Like readership was pretty decent. Like no ads, which I loved that we had no ads. So that was no weird pod. And we decided no ads because it just wasn't. Like honestly, it is gonna be a bit of a rant, but like everyone's trying to become the next BuzzFeed. The second they get investing from VC funds, look at what happened to Mashable. Mashable was great. They raised a lot of money, and then basically they said be like BuzzFeed, and then they just became a really bad version of BuzzFeed, and they plopped right out.
Well, yeah, it's just everyone wants to get clicks, and,
exactly,
and that just becomes a race to that, like having that like headline you're gonna click, and
exactly.
That's all that matters.
Sad, but with Mind Magazine, it's all about minding this generation and understanding that we need to come together and come up with intergenerational solutions and understand what it means to be a young professional in the 21st century, from fashion, lifestyle, technology. I love how we slowly expanded into different topics. And speaking of hurdle, I think the biggest debate was I wanted an economics section, and then you and I think another editor was like, listen, like no one, like you care about economics, that's nice, but like think of it as the user experience, what your readers want, not what you want. And like it doesn't. Let's do a policy section. I was like, oh, okay. So I think that was one of my biggest lessons for myself. Is like, it's not about. This isn't like mind this Shaw's. It's a an entity, and there's like an overall vision that I can set with William, but it's not just about me. So that was a good life lesson I think I learned about it, and one of the hurdles I guess we overcame. All right, next question. So anything you would do different? Looking back in the last 10 years, would there be any things or thing that you think you would tackle differently?
Good question.
Yeah, I think for me, it would have been, in hindsight it's 2020, but getting onto YouTube a lot faster. 2020, oh my god. But yeah, I mean, getting onto YouTube faster. Like, imagine if we started this YouTube channel in 2009. But was YouTube around then?
Yeah,
it was
around 2007, I think.
Yeah, oh my god. If I started this that consistently in 2000, things it's all good. No one knew. But honestly, I wasn't really passionate about photography yet. I didn't care about videos. I was just kind of, I wanted a magazine. So I think if I go back in time, I would love to kind of create this more video content. And then the second thing I would change would be to increase the amount of in-person activities sooner rather than later. And I'll go into the Cool Cast and what that's all about. But I think we did one really epic in-person kind of panel discussion, right, in U Ottawa with Colin and Alex Shalashny.
Yeah, that was great.
We had 30 or 40 people show up to that.
Yeah.
And it was good because our idea was let's put young professionals on panels and share their knowledge with the world rather than just the standard 65-year-old. And of course we could always learn from each other, but usually when you go to conferences back then, it was just an older person, older white male kind of just giving his lecture, and that was it.
Yeah.
So we kind of flipped that equation, and it was a huge hit. So I think what I would have done differently was done that a lot sooner. I enjoyed the model of her campus. I'm not sure you remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know where it is, but kind of like they developed a franchise,
yeah.
and then each university would kind of own that franchise and develop in-person content. Again, the goal for us though was never to become millionaires off of Mind This Magazine. It was more of addressing the needs in society and representing our generation more effectively. But I think more in person would have been good. But overall, I mean, we were good. 10 years of this stuff, so no regrets. But definitely some things I think I would have changed. But how about you? Any things you would have changed?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree on like at least having more diversity of mediums for content and such. So yeah, like video, I know. Also, like we tried to explore doing
Podcast is Shruti. Yes, yeah. Mind this voice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know necessarily anything I would do sooner, just like on the tech side, on the design. I mean, I think
it was a natural progression.
Yeah, it was a natural progression. I mean, like, yeah, were there mistakes that we made along the way? Sure.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't say like there was like an overall for like,
like
I don't know. I don't feel. I felt.
I think we nailed the overall branding, what we're trying to do. Yeah, no, overall, great question. I like that retrospective, reflective stuff. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, how did you last 10 years? So, like, what? I can tackle that one first. So, like, I guess I understand that a lot of other magazines, you know, do you have a solid 1 year, 2 year run, they kind of just give up, or a good blog idea, or anything really usually lasts within like 6 to like 18 months, I feel, and then it kind of peters off. I think for us, it was just about being flexible. We were lucky. We didn't need Mind This Magazine to make income to feed us.
Yeah.
So that was the most like privileged, lucky thing. It was more of a, we had our own jobs and that was paying the bills, and this was more of an intense side mission of ours. So that definitely was the first reason why it's been going on for so long. And I think the second reason was just being flexible in what it was. So first it was a magazine, and then obviously, you know, maintaining that many writers, getting out your content out. I always try to target for an article a week. It was kind of, initially when I started, I was like, 2 articles a day, let's go. It's like, oh, what's the point of doing that? So an article a week was the original goal. I think we had that momentum. But at the end of the day, COVID hit, and it was just like, you know, impossible to say, hey, your life's falling apart. Could you write an article about it? Like, no, get the hell out of here. But it was against the ethos. So I didn't want to be that guy, like, get back to writing. I don't care if your kids are suffering or you lost your job. Hey, I'm not even paying you. It's all volunteer based. So that really took out the wind from all the writing. So we kind of shifted, and when I moved to New York City, I found it hard to make friends, you know, lonely city sometimes. So I thought to myself, what do we take the Mind This Magazine ethos of not being a douchebag, of, you know, caring about different topics, of just overall, you know, trying to have a passion to self-development and growing, getting to learn other people and traveling the world. What if I took those principles and turned it into some type of in-person community? And that's where the Cool Cats in New York came about. And basically, I started that up. Again, I kind of, you know, faked it until you make it type of thing. Oh, well, what's the Cool Cats? Like, oh, it's an initiative of Mind This Magazine. Like, oh, magazine's behind this community. Oh my God, I have to join. Like, yeah, you should join. And like, no one was part of the community yet. It was just me. But I got 2 or 3 folks that were cool, and then 3 folks became 20, and then 20. Now we have like 250 people part of this Cool Cats community. And again, the whole point of that is just simply to make friends in just a normal way. Like, it's, I find, at least in New York City, when you try to make friends, it's kind of hard. You got to go to 20 different brunches, spend a bunch of money, or pay like $200 a month for these social groups. Like, I don't want to. It's all expensive, and I don't want to do that. So it's just, you know, basically, who wants to make new friends and expand their horizons and have healthy debates? So, you know, from Cool Cats, we had, you know, Mind This podcast debates. Basically, we would review different podcasts and come together in person. We'd go to museums. So that really took off. I think, okay, let's focus more on the in real life kind of experience of Mind This Magazine. And now we got a YouTube channel set up, so we're evolving different ways. So I think for me, how we lasted 10 years is just being flexible, and again, being really lucky that we had our own job, so we didn't need this to make money. But it's being consistent. I feel that you and I are very like just consistently determined, and we ebb and flow. Sometimes we do nothing for a few months, then we go back to it. So how about you? What do you think? What advice do you have, or how do we last 10 years?
I mean, yeah, I think, especially just as like a lesson of entrepreneurship in general, is just maintaining that level of consistency and being able to do something. I think sometimes people get like, yeah, let's try and do everything all at once. Yeah, like keeping out, like working 80 hours a week. But that's not sustainable. Exactly. So yeah, being able to do something. Hey, if it's 5 hours a week, if it's then
Slow burn.
yeah,
Exactly.
and just doing that and working towards that. Yeah, sometimes you might need to do like bring things.
Yeah, there'll
up
be some
and,
nights you gotta go the
yeah,
distance.
but just like being able to stay on that, be doing things on a consistent basis, and
Absolutely. Plus, we just also what helped us, I think, helped me was that there was still nothing really out there that was doing what we were trying to do. There were other ones like Policy Mike was one,
yeah.
and then
But they did the same issues of everything else. It was, they completely pivoted and just became
BuzzFeed.
general, BuzzFeed, just general interest.
Nothing against BuzzFeed, by the way, but there's only one
BuzzFeed's
BuzzFeed.
great.
Like it's not, Policy Mike, and then wasn't there this other one?
Elite Daily.
The Elite Daily. That one really took a hard pivot to complete nonsense. I don't know what the hell they were selling and the weird, just garbage. So I think that kept me motivated too. That there's a need for this. Let's keep going. And honestly, what really helped was the readers. 175 countries reading us, and I'll get a lot of emails and feedback saying, "I love this stuff. I love you guys. This is awesome. This is great." Oh, okay, clearly it's having impact. Let's keep at it. Let's see. We've got 2 more questions left, I think. Okay, so this is interesting. What's the future going to look like of Mind This Magazine?
That's a hard question.
That's a hard question.
Because, especially after 2020,
COVID really
where's
knows
media
the
going even?
Yeah, where's the whole industry going, right?
Yeah.
You and I had this idea that, okay, this was in 2014. So I've been to Willie Dunk Forum stuff, Global Shapers stuff, One Young World, a lot of conferences. And I was looking at their business model. I'm like, oh man, William, we can easily do a Mind This conference and basically have the same margins as One Young World in terms of the profit margins, at least being bigger. But our costs would be so much lower because what I wanted to do was let's choose a city and then hire locally, the food, mom and pop shops, the hole in the wall. Let's target those food vendors to supply the food rather than the usual professional services that would charge you an arm and a leg. So the idea initially was let's do our own conferences in person. That'll be unique, again, more about bonding rather than here's my professional card, please hire me, or not showing off your skills, but more about a sense of community building, kind of like Coachella but minus the drugs and more about bonding and things like that. And then we've cranked the numbers too. Remember, we're looking at we can make a lot of money off this and reinvest it back into the conference and keep scaling. And I really strongly believe we can definitely become a more chilled version of One Young World. But COVID hit, conferences blew up. A lot of people don't even want to go to them anymore. So that definitely put a hold on the conference idea. Maybe in a few years, I don't know, we'll see where that goes. But I think for me, where the magazine or the Mind This media overall will go is we're going to keep focusing on Cool Cats because that community has grown substantially. The engagement's out of this world. People are getting married. 4 marriages that came out of this thing. Companies are coming out of this stuff. People are just becoming friends and lifelong friends, so that's something I want to keep going. And imagine Cool Cats of Paris, Cool Cats of Dubai, keep that going. And then this YouTube channel I'm doing, Shaz's Tech Hub, eventually I want to begin filming short documentaries, covering people's stories and trying to have the same ethos of Mind This Magazine. So I think I'll carry that on. Hopefully this channel grows. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, swipe up for the merch. There's no merch. Hopefully there'll never be any merch. I don't need that.
Come on, Shaz, we gotta have hats.
So I'm selling hats. Mind this. Do you mind this, Gap? God. But yeah, I think that's kind of in terms of the actual magazine. We do still have writers that write once in a while. You're talking maximum 2 posts a month. So it's not that intense, but luckily it's a beautiful website. And the content's great. It's timeless. It's still responsive and very fast and zippy. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be a world where we'll infuse some of the YouTube stuff into the website and infuse some of the sign-up forms for Cool Cats. Right now, I have a link to the magazine, so you read the magazine, and then go to the WhatsApp, and then it's a bit of a convoluted process, but eventually we'll create an omni-channel experience where everyone could just seamlessly join the Cool Cats, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then begin reading or writing and stuff like that. So we'll get there. I also want to focus a lot more and include Generation Z, and kind of like Y and Z, and like how what they're doing, what they're growing, and we're all old now, so we're all 33. I'm pretty sure we're not young professionals anymore, so it'd be great to kind of engage
We're
that.
young at heart.
Hmm?
We're young at heart.
We're young at heart, and I also hope that we don't make the same mistakes that the boomers did in terms of like supporting other generations, and like if just like I had to work so hard, my boss yelled at me, so I'm going to yell at you. Like, let's not repeat the past. Let's not do that. Let's not be toxic. So I'll see how to best engage them. Like, no, I'm not doing a TikTok channel. I'm doing mindless TikTok. I'm not doing that. If I was younger, maybe that's another thing of lasting so long, is that if we tried to do the YouTube channel, the Cool Cats community, and the magazine all at once, we would collapse in like 4 months.
Yeah.
I'll probably be in the hospital. Like, it would be way too much. Like, impossible to do all that at the same time. So stay tuned for more of the future. But basically, overall, I feel like there's going to be like an integration of all the different offerings we provide in life experiences. So what do you think will the future be for us?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying. Just like having a more I guess seamless experience between that, because like we got like the Facebook group and WhatsApp and such, and then like we have our digital stuff, and I mean like obviously people are gonna utilize content and such on like the preferred media. But yeah, just keep doing what we're doing, releasing content on a more comfortable schedule that we're doing, and having our meetups and in-person events, and just keeping it chill. And but I just
the industry
introducing. I know, it's just like, also, where's the industry going? And like I think like obviously when we started doing this, like almost 15 almost 15 years now, like it was clear, like obviously everything was going on the internet and such, but and like print media was dying, but like just a complete collapse of a lot of that.
Completely.
And
I'm not convinced on Web 3.0 yet.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't feel this 3.0 is coming out
decentralized.
Imagine reading your articles in the metaverse.
Oh yeah, that dude.
Imagine just launching Sims reality, and then there's an article in front of you. Like, why would I want to do that?
Cool Cats VR.
God, I mean, you could. Maybe there's a play for Cool Cats virtual communities.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like. Made this video will age horribly, and like you should have done this. And I'm like, damn it.
But just like moderating that.
Yeah, and the responsibilities of that. Like, what if some weird stuff happens and I'm not there to moderate it? And like, do I unplug it? Like, how does that work? I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, we'll see. I'm always open to new technologies. I mean, apparently, Jack, Web 5.0
Yeah,
was out.
Web 5.
5.0. I forgot 4.
Skip 4.
Take the 5. Mine is Web 10 actually on blockchain in the meta. That's what we're going to do. That's the future actually. Oh my God. All right. So I think last question is, I think we already touched upon this, but what advice do you have for anyone trying to make a magazine or media company or media content today?
Yeah, I think we went over that.
We
Just
went
like consistency, don't overdo it.
Yes,
Just do something that's sustainable.
Exactly, and also I guess listen to what we just said in terms of like, I'm not jumping to Web 3.0. I'm not jumping into TikTok. Like, I know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at.
Yeah.
I kind of play to my strengths, and partnerships and working together.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hire for your weaknesses.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly 100%. So overall, I mean, thanks our friends and our readers from around the world. Thank you to all the writers. Thank you to all the editors too.
Yeah.
We've had so many editors. I mean, you're the first editor.
Yeah.
And then my sister became the next editor. Then Amanda Bernardo, shout out to you. Who else? Of course, Alexandria.
Yeah.
There are others. Farah Muhammad, I think, you
yeah,
editor
yeah.
at some
Oh,
point.
yeah, Farah was.
Yeah. And then who was our number 3 man, our COO, from U Ottawa. Remember, this is horrible, man. Ian. Sorry, Ian. I love you, Ian. He was kind of like our also drivers. Thank you for definitely dedicating a lot of time to us. So we had a lot of editors going through them. And again, it was just I guess, a chance for them to grow and to practice. And it's a cool opportunity to kind of lead a team of 35 folks and managing content calendars and inspiring everyone. But above all, just thank you for all the writers that believed in the mission. Thank you for everything, what you've done. You know who you are from around the world, from Berlin to London. It's been a wild ride, and stay tuned for the next 10 years. See you later, guys.
See ya.